Well, hello everyone. My name is Rose Simpson. I'm joined by my colleague Colleen Lynch, and today we're making these cool fall wreaths. So if you've picked up one of our take and make kits, you've got all the supplies you need for that. So I'm going to start by going through everything that's in this kit. So we've got a grapevine wreath, and as name implies, this is made from grapevines. You can get them from craft stores. They come in a variety of sizes from 3 inches to 3 feet. This is 8 inches because that's the biggest size that will fit in this bag. We've got a variety of papers. We've got pages from old books. This is a book that was damaged and is going to be withdrawn from the library, so we're making crafts out of it.
I love that. I love reusing the old books.
We've got colored papers. This is plain printer paper. We've got, this has instructions and a list of materials in there, and also links to different projects online that I took inspiration for when designing this. So if you're looking for more inspiration, you can look at those. And we've got some templates of a bunch of different leaves I drew. So when you're making leaves, you can use these. You can take physical leaves and trace around those. You can freehand leaf shapes. If you have a cutting machine like a Cricut or a Silhouette, you can use that to cut out leaves. Anything, whatever works for you. And we've got floral wire. This is wire that, as the name implies, is often used in floral arrangements. It comes in a variety of colors, usually silver, green, brown. This is actually like a silver that's covered in brown paper, which you can also see. Floral wire will come in a bunch of different thicknesses. This is fairly thin, so you can cut it with a regular scissors very easily. Thicker wire, you might need a wire cutter.
And it's called floral wire?
Floral wire, as in floral arrangements.
Yeah.
And the kits also have yarn in one of 2 colors. So things you will also need for this project: scissors, tape or glue, a pencil, a ruler may be helpful, and optional is something to decorate the leaves with. I've got stamp pads and colored pencils. The lid from a stamp pad fell. There we go. So let's tidy up my work area. And turn my camera down so we can actually see what I'm doing. All right. So first off, we're going to make some leaves. So I've got my leaf templates. I'm going to cut out a couple of these so I can trace around them. And for the simpler shapes like that, you might just want to freehand cut them. So I'm going to do, I like this one. Sort of a simplified maple leaf shape. Some of these are more recognizable, like maple, oak. Some of them are more just generic leaf shapes. There's one. And I'll cut out this one as well.
Sorry, I was having technical difficulties. I'm back.
All right.
So you drew these?
Yep, I drew all of these.
Oh, they're very good.
Thank you. Some of them I looked up pictures online. Some of them I freehanded them. All right, so there I've got 2 leaf shapes. And then let's trace some out. And pencil.
So how many leaves are on yours about?
On the sample I did, I've got 12 leaves. So you
12
can
leaves.
do
Okay.
more or less depending on how full you want it to be. 12
Mhm.
will cover about half of it.
Yeah, I liked yours because half of it was the yarn and half of it was the leaves. It looked really cool.
Yeah, and when you're putting the leaves on, you can cover the whole thing. You can do one side. You can just do a few on the bottom. Whatever looks good to you. Okay, so now I've got 2 leaves traced. And then if you like, before you can cut them out, you can decorate them. So I've got a few that I made ahead of time. So these I decorated, stamped around the eggs with a stamp pad. So I'll show you how to do that. And these ones I'd colored around the edges or on the inside with colored pencils. So I'll do one of each of those. So I've got the stamp pad and just dab around the edges. Gives it a kind of a speckled look. There we go.
And so what are you using to do this?
So this is a stamp pad.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of stamped around the edges to decorate that. And then
That's
I've got
fun.
colored pencils. Scribble around the edges to add some color.
Mm.
You could color the whole thing in. You could do a little bit on the inside like that, like how some fall leaves have just the veins one color, the rest of it another. Color around the edges kind of helps it pop against all the other leaves that you've got on the wreath. And you can leave some blank. So then I'll cut these out.
So would you suggest glue or tape as better to attach them?
I'm going to be using tape. Glue, white glue will probably not hold on the floral wire to the paper
Maybe
very
hot
well.
glue if you have like a hot glue gun.
Yeah, hot glue you can do, although if you use hot glue, you can't put it, like hang this wreath out in the sun because the sunlight will melt the glue.
Oh, good to know. I'm glad I brought that up. Yeah.
Also, if you're using hot glue, you can just hot glue it, the leaves directly onto the wreath instead of using the wire.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Okay, so there's those 2 leaves I just made. So now I'm going to take the yellow paper and just freehand cut a few leaves.
I was saying earlier, wreaths are so expensive. I like wreaths, but this one is really great that it's free and you can make it because A, you're doing a craft, and then B, you're saving yourself money having to go to Michael's or Joann's and buy a $35 wreath.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of a heart shape, right, like a big oval shape. Do one more.
I like the difference in the leaves because if it was all one leaf, I mean, it would look uniform, but I think this one's much more creative.
Yep.
The different shapes.
Okay, so now I've got a batch of leaves. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's good.
Yeah. That was quick. You're good at this.
I had a bunch of them pre-made ahead of time.
Oh, that must be why. Yeah.
So now to give him a little dimension, you see this one is kind of folded in half to give it a little pop. So I'm going to fold all of those down their length. Help them stand up a bit. And of course, this is optional if you don't want to do it.
I
I
think it's a
like-
great idea. I think it'll make it look more full.
Mhm.
It's not something I would have thought of. So
Well, like most of the ideas this is like came from one of the projects that I'd linked in the instructions.
yes, definitely. And that's awesome that we can do that because people can not just, take only what's in the kit, but if they like it, they can go make more.
And you're not limited to just these papers either. You can do one of those kits those projects took unused coffee filters, stained them with tea,
Mm,
and did that. You could do
that is so creative.
You could do newspaper, you could do scrapbook paper,
Yeah.
old magazines, different pictures, whatever.
Yeah. Like foam fabric. I'm sure you could do a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you could also put on if you have feathers or like fake flowers or whatever. So now we're going to be putting on the wire. So this, as you can see there, is about 3 inches.
Hmm.
So we're going to cut this wire into approximately 3-inch lengths. Doesn't have to be exact. And it cuts very easily with regular scissors.
That's good. I know sometimes you need crafting scissors or like heavy duty scissors for wire. So
Yeah.
it's good to have floral wire.
With a thicker wire, you might need wire cutters. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I need another 5 more. There we go. So now I've got all my wires. I'm just going to glue them on the back with about half of the length sticking down the bottom. So I've got my tape. Any kind of tape will work. Clear tape, whatchamacallit.
Duct tape.
Duct tape might be a little heavy.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If you're trying to keep it light, that makes sense.
Masking tape, that's the word.
Yes.
It's like blanking on what that's called.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've got more decorative like washi tape it doesn't really matter because you're not going to be able to see it.
I like washi tape. It's a fun thing to collect. While you're doing this, do we want to talk about any upcoming co-create events or CIR events or upcoming take it makes?
Well, Co-Create is a program we've got every week run by our creative in residence. So each week she's going to have a different creative they're going to be working together on, or our creative in residence is Nadine, and she and her guest will each be working on different projects. So we've had 3 of those each time, or so far. Each time we've had them recorded and they're on our Facebook if you'd like to see different processes and different projects.
She's got great guests on. So I definitely think every Wednesday night, if you have the time, check it out on Facebook Live or register for it.
Or if you have the time at a different time, they're all recorded.
Or they're all recorded, yeah.
Okay, so now we've got all of those. So now we can start getting them on the wreath.
And you said this is an 8-inch wreath?
8-inch wreath, yes.
Okay.
There we go, 8 inches.
Hmm.
So now figure out how you want these. Do you want them all on one side? Do you want a few on the bottom? Do you want to cover the whole thing? you want to just have a few sticking out randomly. So I'm going to do like I did with my first one and then put a few on the side here.
Mhm.
So if you're doing that, it might find it easier to start from the top. So take that little wire and kind of weave it in among all those vines. Yep. Paper's coming off there, and that's okay. Tuck it in and wrap it around until that's secure. All right, there's one. Get in the next one.
I like how organic this is because it can come out so different.
Mm-hmm.
You're just kind of like not, I wouldn't plan. I would just kind of like go with the flow.
Yep. Let's see. I've only got a few of those yellow leaves, so I'll try to space them out.
Yeah.
Let's try this one.
And so you did about half and you have about 12. So if you wanted to do the full one, I would suggest probably making about 24.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There we go.
And what's our next take and make? Is it abstract painting?
No, that was a previous one. The next one is
It's
painted.
the
Yeah, painted fabric wall art.
painted fabric wall art. Yes. So that's going to be cool. That one is in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can
So
start.
we are doing these every 2 weeks now going forward.
Yep. You
Okay.
can start picking up the kit next week.
Yes. And that one's going to be fun. So yeah, these ran out. I mean, everyone took the kits, so they do run out. So you gotta try and get in there if you're interested.
And the next kit is from a project on Creative Bug, which is a database we have where you can see instructions or video instructions for all kinds of different creative projects, which is free to access with your library card.
Mhm. Yeah,
This
Creative
one-
Bug's amazing. I absolutely love it. It's just, especially with their holiday section, especially with the holidays coming up, they have amazing things that they come up with.
I learned how to crochet on that.
Did you? Oh, cool. See, I don't have the patience to be crafty outside of like scrapbooking.
So why I'm starting from the top and going down is if I tried to fit it in from here, it's a lot harder to see where I'm wrapping it.
That's a good point. And you want them layered where the bottom ones are in front, and then they go up like that. What else have we done with old books? We've done a lot of crafts with old books. We did the silver rerun, which was like a scrapbooking journal for vision planning and stuff. We've done
book
the
safes.
book boxes. Yes.
Yeah, which is
Safes that you
basically
made.
you cut a hole inside the book, leaving the outsides intact, and then like glue all those pages together. So it's a secret book box.
We did something for Poetry Month last year. We did blackout poetry with old book pages. So there's so many things you can do with old books. Don't throw them out. Or donate them to the library. Maybe we could get some use out of them if you're not using them.
And I think we've got a book in the library in the Tinker Lab on projects you can make with old books.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
I think it's called Altered Book Art.
Altered book art. That's cool.
Okay, last one here.
Well, this one should be in there. Wow, very cool.
All right. So now we look at that. We decide.
I can't actually see. Can you maybe? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So now we decide, do we like that? Do we want to rearrange things?
Oh, that's really cool.
And then,
And I guess because it's circular, if you wanted it on the bottom, you could just turn it.
yeah, you could do that. Or if you wanted them like the leaves going in two directions on the sides, and you just start from
You
the
can
middle, put some on one
twist 'em,
direction, then start
maybe.
from the middle, put them on the other.
Oh, okay.
And then adding the yarn on it.
Mhm.
Let's see if I can. So just kind of tie it on, hiding the knot behind one of the leaves here.
Mm.
And then just wrap it around.
I like that. That's a cool little add-on.
And if you have ribbon, you can use ribbon. I had
Mm.
yarn, so I used yarn.
And I was just thinking, if you wanted to do something for winter, you could do this, but with snowflakes. You can make like a snowflake, or color them all green, I guess, and make like a
Yeah.
green and red type of thing, and do the
Make
same thing.
Make holly leaves, get some little fake
Yeah.
berries.
Yeah.
Could make this a summer one with some green leaves and some fake flowers.
The flowers would be cool. We've done that before with like, what did we make? Dream catchers. We had a bunch of dream catchers that we made with flowers. So there's always something per season you can do.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then just knot this back here and cut off the extra. Snip off that bit, and we've got a wreath.
Oh, it's beautiful, Rose. I love it.
And this one, since I didn't use hot glue, I could hang this on my front door if I wanted to.
It's very nice. And it would look good anywhere, really. It could be
Yep.
inside or outside. I want to see you make a big one. Like a 3-foot wreath.
That would take a lot more time, I think.
That would take a lot more time, yeah. Well, thank you for visiting and watching this on your own time or through Facebook Live. This has been really great, Rose, and I look forward to the next Take and Make.
Yep. So if you're interested in the next Take and Make, you can call us at the library. We can set you up with an appointment to pick a kit up, and you can join us for the program in 2 weeks.
Awesome. See you then. Bye.
Bye.